Why don't you crawl back into the egg? This
In all my years, I've never seen such a thing.
In all my years, I've never seen such a thing!
Even with me around, you wouldn't last a few seconds.
You took its very soul.
It's like the ancient...
What's your business here in winter? Should have known. Not that it matters anymore. No one bothers coming to Winterhold for any other reason. Winterhold has lost much of its history, and with that much of its power. I aim to change that. I've heard rumors of the resting place of the Helm of Winterhold. The very same helm that Jarl Hansa wore in the First Era. Hansa was in line to be High King of Skyrim, you know. Having that might get the ear of the other holds, and give me some authority. Good. I'll have a sum of gold waiting for your return. What's there to tell? It's mostly gone now, thanks to those damned mages in the college. Someday there'll be proof they caused the Great Collapse. Most of a city just dropping off into the sea. That doesn't just happen. I do. And if you count yourself among their numbers, then you've blood on your hands as well. There's nothing left of Winterhold. Nothing. Everyone knows it's the college's fault that the sea swallowed our city. Still they deny it. But we all know the truth. Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here's your reward.
Yes?
Well, we did it.
So,
Let's go
where are we
spend our
going
gold
now?
on cheap booze and get drunk till we both do something we regret and pass out? So...
Heard they're forming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. So joining up myself.
made a big mistake. I'm getting better and better at this. Think so too? Another one down. Those dragons really are an annoyance, aren't they? Learning fast, don't you think so too?
Someone there?
Let's see if you can fight your I'm not afraid of you. Don't you even try that.
At your best! Victory's yours, I submit! So much easier to run when you're dead! Time to finish this!
Oh, I love a challenge.
Shipwreck.
I know you're excited to see me, but perhaps you should wait for a more appropriate moment before trying to dive on top of me.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Let's see here. A letter. Not sure who from. He wouldn't say, just that he was a friend of you. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Wonder what it's like for those tall.
Oh, is there something hard in your pocket? I found it.
Can I help you?
You look so pale. Are you ill?
My job is to serve the Jarl, not waste time to... The Jarl has put out a bounty on some bandits. Here, take a look at this decree for details. Me? Nothing. And I hope to keep it that way. The Jarl is convinced I have some connection with the college, so he goes easy on me. Maybe you'd like to help me keep up appearances. Old Nellicard has a mage's staff in his room, and it'd be good to have that staff, in case the Jarl starts wondering if I actually have a real connection to the college. Thanks. I'll be waiting for it. Mm-hmm.
We don't get many people like you visiting Winterhold. Usually it's elves.
I don't care how many colleges they build, or how much the sea swallows up. I'll outlast them all. Can you believe that this hold used to contend for the throne of
Was
the
there
High
something
King?
you wanted?
Now,
Yes,
perhaps others
let's go.
will listen. May the
It's
gods
not
watch
often
over
I
you
say
back.
this, but I feel sorry
My
for
pa
the
says
woman that
elves
runs
are
the
bad and
shop
not
here.
to trust them.
I mean, there are no guys here at all. Unless you count the strange elves in the tavern, which I certainly don't.
You know, Winterhold used to be the seat of power in Skyrim. Now it's a shell. There is room in my court for a new Thane. It's an honorary title, mainly, but there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my hold. You help my people, and I'll make you my Thane. Good luck to you. Mm-hmm.
Did you know that most of Winterhold
Yes,
fell
dear.
into the sea? I heard it's because of that college.
You look worse than I've... Got any ale or mead? Yeah.
If you've business with the college, you're welcome to stay here. It's where most of our business comes from, in fact.
I don't deal with any college applicants these days, so don't bother asking. Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them. All right, then.
My job is to serve the Jarl. This should come in handy. Here, let me show you a few tricks I've learned about buttering up royalty. Safe travels.
Cross the bridge at your own peril. The way is dangerous, and the gate will not open. You shall not gain entry. Oh, forgive me. Most who arrive here do so because they have heard of the college beforehand. This is the College of Winterhold, a safe haven for mages in Skyrim, a place of wisdom and arcane knowledge. I am here to assist those seeking the wisdom of the college. And if, in the process, my presence helps to deter those who might seek to do harm, the more important question is, why are you here? Perhaps, but what is it you expect to find within? Ah, the immortal plane. It is said to be the source of all magic. It would seem that the college has what you seek. The question now is, what can you offer? Not just anyone is allowed inside. Those wishing to enter must show some degree of skill with a small test, if you will. No, I'm afraid I don't know anything of the sort. The Mage Light spell is useful to any mage, not just those specializing in alteration. Can you cast one on the seal on the ground? I look forward to it. The college is an asset to Skyrim, even if it goes... noticed or unappreciated. Winterhold's glory days may lie behind it, but the college lives on. Much knowledge lies within the colleges. If you can pass the test, then yes. Mirabelle does a fine job as Master Wizard, I suppose. Still, there's always room for improvement. I can't wait to see who succeeds Mirabelle. I've no doubt she'll be promoted to Archmage at some point. It's been a pleasure. Certainly a few of my colleagues aren't quite as talented as they'd like to believe. Savos Aran is wise beyond his years. He knows real talent when he sees it. I'm sure when the time for promotions comes, they'll go to the most deserving mage. If you can pass the test, then yes. Yes, you were going to demonstrate your ability, were you not?
What is it?
Hi there.
Don't you think I'd make a wonderful Master Wizard? Maybe even Archmage someday? Is there something I can do for you? If you can pass the test, then... Yes, you were going to demonstrate... No? Very well. It's your choice. If you can pass the test... No, I'm afraid I don't know anything of the sort. Much knowledge lies within the college's walls.
Oh.
Impressive.
What's on your mind?
Well done indeed. Well done indeed. I think you'll be a superb addition to the college. I'll lead you across the bridge. Once you're inside, you'll want to speak with Mirabelle Irvine, our Master Wizard. Please, follow me.
I'm all ears. Not literally, of course. Finally! I thought she was never going to let us in. So you're joining the college to become a mage? I guess I could use a mage. I can be the muscle and beauty, and you can be the wise wizard who incinerates anyone who opposes us? If you try any mind tricks or any other funny business on me, though, then you will find that you will be missing your magic stick. And you will no longer be able to conjure up any children. Do I make myself clear?
Much knowledge lies within the college's walls. The college is an asset to Skyrim, even if it goes unnoticed or unappreciated. You'll need to speak with Mirabelle Irvine. Her quarters are in the Hall of Countenance, but she could be anywhere on the grounds. She's the master wizard here. Archmage Aaron may be in charge, but Mirabelle runs the place. You do well to remember that. We are the only group left in Skyrim dedicated to the study of the art. There are others who study, to be sure, but they do so in private and often in secret. Certainly. Destruction spells come in different forms, each useful for various purposes. Concentration spells can be cast immediately, though they're weaker. Good for a tight spot and less costly if you miss. You'll also need to decide whether to devote yourself to a single type of spell. Focusing solely on flame spells will make them more powerful, but you may find yourself at a disadvantage against foes immune to fire. Mirabelle will be waiting for you.
Let me
You
give
know
you a
what
bit
we
of
should do?
advice.
We should get drunk and have a big
It's not
sing-song.
officially allowed.
No, a
There are
naked
some-
sing-song.
Purposely
Yes,
killing
that
your
would
fellow
be
college
fun.
members is a bad idea. I'd advise against it. As for research, well, if you're going to need live test subjects for your experiments, it's easier to do that off of college. Shh. All right, let's not overdo it. Meet me in my quarters.
I believe I've made myself rather clear.
Yes, of course. I'm simply trying to understand the reasoning behind the decision.
You may be used to the Empire bowing to your every whim, but I'm afraid you'll find the Thalmor receive no such treatment here. You are a guest of the college, here at the pleasure of the Archmage. I hope you appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, of course. The Archmage has my thanks.
Very good. Then we're done here.
Another new apprentice, are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in it for yourself? I assure you that I shall be watching all of you very closely. Your superior and I were simply having a discussion about my level of access to the college. Well, perhaps that is why you're merely an apprentice here. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. I shall be quite capable of observing everything that goes on here. Now that stability has been established between the Dominion and the Empire, we seek only to help Skyrim, to guide its people through this time of transition, to help lead them to a better future. I am an advisor to the Archmage. The Thalmor wish to promote relations with your college. I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice. Perhaps not as often as he should. In time, I believe he will be more trusting.
Welcome to the college.
How are you doing? You don't look well at all.
Welcome to the college. Another new student. I'm surprised at how many of you there are lately. Well, first you'll need these. While you're not required to wear them, you may find them more to your liking than your current clothes. I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll get you to your first class. Are you ready to begin? Wonderful. Please follow me, and don't wander off. College of Winterhold has been a fixture in Skyrim for thousands of years. The prominent feature here is the Hall of the Elements. It's our
So you can enchant
for
stuff, huh?
lectures, practice sessions,
Bet I
and
could
general
enchant your
meetings.
sword.
The Arcanium is
What?
located above the hall,
Spend some time
and the
at the
Archmage's
College of
quarters
Winterhold,
above
but-
that. While technically in charge
That
of the
was a
college,
disaster, so
the Archmage's
maybe not.
responsibilities often keep him occupied. Thus, I run the day-to-day operations. Now, if you'll please follow me, I'll show you the living quarters. Unfortunately, we've had to implement more stringent entry procedures due to some...
Oh, wow, this college
We
tour
don't
is so
anticipate any real
interesting.
problems, but it never hurts to be... Our newest members are housed here, in the Hall of Attainment. I'll ask that you please keep your voice down while inside, as others may be working on research or delicate experiments. Now I'll show you to your quarters. You're going to be sharing space with your fellow apprentices. We will meet shortly. After I finish showing you the grounds, we can talk. This is where you'll be staying. This bed and desk are yours. Please try and be considerate of others. Now, let's go back to the Hall of the Elements, where most of the members gather for lectures and study sessions. After I finish showing you the grounds, we can talk. After I finish showing you the grounds, we can talk. Initially, you'll be learning from Tolfdir, one of our most esteemed wizards.
Is it me, or are the priests in Skyrim all perverts? I said I had injured my leg, and one of them told me to remove my clothes, so he could use his healing hands on me. Needless to say, he needed a bit of healing himself after that.
Tolfdir is likely already addressing the new apprentices. Go on in, and if you have any problems, let one of our senior members know. Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary. There are no expectations. This college is a place to study and practice magic freely. Hopefully any discoveries made in your pursuits will be shared with the members of the college first. That way we all benefit. Well, that depends on what you're looking for. Baralda can teach destruction spells, and offers training in that school. Finis is one of the best conjurers in all of Skyrim, and can help with spells from that school. Don't let Tolfdir fool you. He's the preeminent scholar on alteration, one of the best in Tamriel, and always willing to pass on his knowledge. If you can find him and focus his attention, there's a great deal Drevis can teach you about illusion magic. And finally, there's Colette. She may be difficult to get along with. She's very knowledgeable when it comes to restoration magic.
Welcome, welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying, the first thing to understand is that magic is, by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
And what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do? Is that so?
See, he agrees with us too. Why don't you actually show us something?
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something.
I'm almost tempted to rearrange some of the
Continuing with our
library
theme of
books to
safety,
annoy that
we'll
orc.
start with war.
He has quite a temper though, so I'm a bit wary.
Magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with a demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells? That's what this lesson is for. Perfect time to try it out. Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell, and keep it
I
up.
think I'll sit this lesson out. Good luck with your fancy spell casting. What is it?
You have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work. I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell, and keep it up. Hold still.
What's on your mind?
Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please. I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sarthal nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now.
Yes? You look so pale. Are you ill?
Skyrim could not be
Anytime.
more different from elsewhere.
Before you even ask, yes, I have an ancestry steeped in magic, and no, I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I know Winterhold used to be full of my kind, and no, I don't care that they're all gone now. Does that cover everything? I've just been asked enough questions. I'm here to learn not to explain myself over and over. Forgive me. I didn't mean to assume. Not really. Just that it's very, very old. It was one of the first cities of men in Tamriel, I think. Didn't you know? Before the Oblivion Crisis, many elves called Winterhold their home. More visited the college from Morrowind every year. After, growing distrust of magic made life difficult for many. Some left rather than endure the growing hatred from the local Nords. Others returned home after the Red Year, when Vardenfell erupted and caused much destruction. Winterhold itself died in the years between then and now. What's left out there is a husk. Only the college really remains. So far, if only because no one is telling me how great I ought to be. I just want to learn. I don't want to think about what's expected of me. I know I don't like the way he looks at me. I can't tell if he expects me to blow myself up or to try and murder him, but he clearly doesn't trust any of us. I'd better get going.
You are new. Have you mastered the expert-level distraction spells yet? Ah, this is good. But Jizargo will know them first. It is good to finally be around mages who may be able to keep up with Jizargo. Oh yes, Jizargo hopes to find things that will make him a more powerful mage here. Hopefully small things that fit inside pockets and will not be noticed if they are missing. There is much for Jizargo to be sure of. There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there is a strong will. Jizargo will be successful. Of this there is no doubt. Oh, but you are wrong. The only reason you could disagree is because you are losing so badly you cannot see it. Mages in Cyrodiil are all about politics. The Synod and the College of Whispers are too busy guarding secrets to bother to teach. Skyrim was not Jizargo's first choice, but Winterhold is removed from politics, dedicated to study. This is the place for Jizargo to become great. Until next time.
New here too, eh? It's good to see another Nord. I feared I'd be the only one. Almost doesn't feel like Skyrim, being so far away from the rest of the world here. Magic is shunned by most. If it can't be swung over your head and used to crack skulls, most Nords want nothing to do with it. Magic is seen as something for elves and weaker races. Until next time.
Skyrim could not be more different from elsewhere.
College is a bit of a... Well, look at the evidence. Nords generally throw in the Oblivion Crisis, which was... And finally, take the fact that the college is the only thing left standing after most of Winterhold was destroyed. Not at all. I consider it a blessing. My family was convinced coming here was a death sentence, or worse. It took years of insisting that this is what I'm meant to do. I know he's from the Thalmor, and that he claims to be here simply as an advisor. I also know that no one really believes that. I've been trying to avoid him, honestly. All right, then.
Jizargo will go wherever he can to learn more. Oblivion itself.
What's on your mind? I rather enjoyed our little chat.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the... Sure is. I've got another client. Wants me to do some enchanting. You could do the pickup for me if you want. All right, be quick about it, will you? This is a good way for the... Here's the name and location of the client. All right, then.
You are relatively new here, are you not? I have noticed you, but we have not spoken. Sir? How quaint. I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow members of the college. Are we clear? Not often, no. Some risks must be taken, to be sure. I am simply trying to avoid untimely deaths. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening what Skyrim thinks of us. I've seen documents dating back to the late Second Era. Beyond that, it's hard to say. Events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss of our history, I'm afraid. The Great Collapse, as it has come to be known. An unfortunate natural disaster that ravaged the area. The college fared far better than the city of Winterhold, but it was not left untouched. No one is sure of the cause. Some believe the eruption of Red Mountain had far-reaching consequences that were only felt years later. I know there are some who have blamed the college, said that we were responsible. I assure you this is not the case. Purpose? I should think it's self-evident. Magic is a true power, not something to be shunned by commoners, or treated as an amusing diversion by politicians. It shapes worlds, creates and destroys life. It deserves proper respect and study. The college is a place where we can focus on that, without the pressures of the world weighing down on us. All right, then.
Do you have something to say? I wonder what we will find in Sarthal. Hopefully there are some ancient relics. Excluding Toldfir, of course.
You consider restoration a valid school of magic, worthy of Good. Good. Not that I require validation, of course. There are just some, and I shan't name names, who would disagree. It can make life difficult when one's colleagues fail to recognize the research one engages in. Well, no, not really. Not directly, I mean. But I know things are being said behind my back. Conversations cease when I enter. I'm quite aware of what's going on here, and I will not stand for it. I'll gladly share my knowledge. Until next time.
You don't mind if I convert it to Sarthal. After all, also I could do with some new knowledge in the various applications of magic.
Can I help you?
Oh, sorry.
You don't look so good.
I don't care how many colleges they build, or how much the sea swallows up. I'll outlast them all. Then by my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Winterhold. I grant you this weapon from the armory. I'll also notify the guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble now. Aye.
Fancy yourself an alchemist, hmm? Never could get the hang of it.
much as knife can do. Sometimes it scares me. I don't want it. A Nordic ruin. What say you? Should we investigate?
This is exciting, isn't it? Why? Because it's old and full of dead things? Clearly, you've never spent any time in Morrowind. I'd better get going.
Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man hope. We're particularly interested in the prevalence of magical seals placed on the tombs here. It's rather unlike anything we've encountered. Anything. Anything at all that might be of interest. That's why I adore this location. We have no idea what we're going to find. And if along the way my message about the dangers of magic should happen to sink in for a few students, that would be a happy coincidence. I can certainly share a bit of what I know. All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be cautious.
This is better than sitting around talking about magic, don't you think?
I'm not so sure we should be here. No. There's no chance anyone in authority approved this. Our ancestors should be allowed to rest in peace. Hopefully, we can learn something from the experience. How the ancient Nords used magic. Maybe even what happened to this place. Until next time.
This is an exciting opportunity for us to be able to study such an early civilization and the magic they used.
You know, there might be gold somewhere in here. Because Torfdir says so. He says there are things to learn here. May you walk on warm sand.
Well, are there any questions before we begin? Ah, yes. Well, why don't you see if you can assist Arniel Gain? He's one of our scholars, here working on cataloging our font. I expect he'd appreciate some help in locating any additional magical... Any enchanted items will do. the usefulness of the enchantment is irrelevant. If you find it... Now let's see. What shall we have the rest of you do?
To think, my ancestors
Berliner, my
destroyed
dear,
the homes
why
of
don't you
Onlin's
search for warding
ancestors.
magics?
So much
Anything
bloodshed.
designed to keep people out.
All right then.
Just identify them. All right, everyone. Let's be careful, but have fun.
I'm not seeing signs of any warding magics at all. Either they're not here, or they were removed long ago.
I wonder if everyone else would be so happy to rifle through the bones of their ancestors.
Don't touch anything! He asked far too many questions. I think the Thalmor are trying to steal my work. I haven't told him anything, of course. What I'm doing is far too important. Can't breathe a word of it. What? Ah, yes, you. I remember you. You're going to help? That's fine, just don't make a mess of my work. I've only looked through a portion of this section. You can look around in the chambers just north of here. Try and be careful, all right? We don't want to damage anything. Just round up the rest of the magical artifacts so that I can catalog them. All right, then.
Oh no, we're trapped. What should we do? What if we get trapped in here forever? Don't you turn cannibal on me.
What in the world was that racket? Is everything all right? How in the world did that happen? Really? Perhaps the amulet is important somehow. Is there some way you can use it? There must be something about that amulet. Have you tried? Do you see that? Some kind. I wonder what effect might you...
The last man who said women belong in the kitchen and should go back to their knitting soon at his words when I punched him into oblivion. I think he must have been eating soup for quite a while after that. And I bet it wasn't a woman.
Please be careful here. Well, would you look at that? This appears to lead somewhere. Let's see where it goes.
Couldn't you please teach me to summon something too? It doesn't need to be anything impressive.
What in the world?
A cat maybe. Or at least a skeever.
Hold, mage, and listen well. Know that you have set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped. Judgment has not been passed, as you had no way of knowing. Judgment will be passed on your actions to come, and how you deal with the dangers ahead of you. This warning is passed to you because the Psijic Order believes in you. You, Mage, and you alone, have the potential to prevent disaster. Take great care, and know that the Order is watching.
I swear I felt something rather... What just happened?
Don't tell me you're
I'm
starting
afraid
to
I
go
didn't
crazy.
see anything. Take care now. I swear I felt something rather... What just happened? I'm afraid I didn't see anything. Can you tell me more about what you saw? The Psijic Order? Are you quite sure about that? And danger ahead? Why, that doesn't make any... The Psijics have no connection to these ruins, and no one's seen any of their order in a long time. Perhaps we should take a look inside these coffins. Now, please do be careful. Who knows what we're going to find? They were a group of mages with a history that predates the Empire. Very powerful, very secretive. No one's seen them in well over 100 years. They vanished, along with their sanctuary on the Isle of Artaeum. I have no idea what connection they'd have to this place. I have no idea, but it's fascinating. Assuming it's true, of course. The Isle of Artaeum disappeared over 100 years ago, and no one has seen them since. And yet now, suddenly, they've chosen to contact you. Why, it's intriguing. If nothing else, I'd take it as a compliment. The Psijics have only ever dealt with those they feel worthy. Take care now.
I'm all ears. Literally, of course.
Get you.
It's not possible.
I'm getting better and better at this.
Be prepared to defend yourself.
We are a good team. Don't think so?
I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, just look at all these... I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, just look at all these coffins. This bears closer inspection. I'd like to stay a while and examine this. You, however, should press on. See if you can find whatever this vision of yours mentioned. But if it is truly dangerous, be careful. Go on ahead. I'll be sure and catch up with you before long.
Let me guess. You want to talk? All right then.
want to hurt my pretty face. Come on, show me how brave you are. Don't scare me. You should pick up someone your own size. You're bigger and stand more chance than beating me. You are nothing but stupid meat drinker. How am I going to get you? Stupid! What makes you think you're any different to the hundreds of
made a big mistake. You're as good as dead. Have I got freckles? I hate freckles. You made a big mistake. Ah! Come on, see how brave you are. And that.
I guess being a werewolf must give you unimaginable strength. Well, that's okay. I can handle you getting a bit rough with me. In that way, of course. I really don't think you're taking this stealth thing seriously at all.
It's strange to think that ancient Nords used to live here.
Hold on, my boy, hold on. I thought it high time I caught up. This is simply fascinating. Until next time.
Why are
Surely the point of Draugrs is that they are dead. So why do they start randomly attacking people? Why would the dead not be dead? It makes my head hurt.
Did you hear that noise? Come on. Wonder what it was. Now I'm gonna get you.
I'll try to bring you some good power.
But I'm superior to you in every possible way. Who am I kidding? A lot for?
Don't I'm not afraid of you. You don't scare me. Don't try it, magic tricks. But I'm not back.
I'm not the only one seeing this, am I? Why, this is utterly unique. This is simply fascinating. I have no idea. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Archmage needs to be informed immediately. He needs to see this for himself. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Savos Aran of this discovery? Please, hurry. Let him know that we've unearthed something, well, I'm not sure. Something unique, let's say. It's clearly magical in nature, but like nothing I've ever seen before. He should be most interested. Oh, I think I'll be fine. We seem to have eliminated the most pressing threat. It certainly seems that whoever placed this here intended for it to be well guarded. I wonder why. Until next time, what could this place be? I can certainly share a bit of what I know.
Skyrim might be a cold place with miserable people, but after a few drinks you don't really notice. Speaking of which, I'm getting a little thirsty. What is there to say about a big shiny ball? It means some work for us, though. As we always end up as someone's courier. I suppose at least we finally got to see the Archmages that we hear so much about, but never actually see.